China's population fell last year for the third straight year, its government said on Friday, pointing to further demographic challenges for the world's second most populous nation, which is now facing the both aging and population problem and an emerging shortage of working age people. China's population stood at 1.408 billion at the end of 2024, a decline of 1.39 million from the previous year. The figures announced by the government in Beijing follows trend worldwide, but especially in East Asia, where Japan, South Korea and other nations have seen their birth rate plummet. China 3 years ago joined Japan and most of the Eastern Europe among other nations whose population is falling. The reasons are in many similar cases where rising cost of living are causing young people to put off or rule out marriage and childbirth while pursuing higher education and careers. While people are living together and living longer, that's not how enough of the keep up with the rate of new birth will take place. China has long been among the world's most populous nation, enduring invasions, floods and other natural disasters to sustain a population that thrived on rice in the south and wheat in the north. Following the end of World War II and the Communist Party's rise to power in 1949, large families re-emerged and population doubled in just 3 decades. Even after tens of millions died in the Great Leap Forward that sought to revolutionize the agriculture and industry, and the Cultural Revolution that followed a few years later. After the end of the Cultural Revolution and leader Mao Zedong's death, communist bureaucrats began to worry the country's population was outstripping its ability to feed itself and began implementing a draconian one-child policy. Though it was never law, women had to apply for permission to having a child, and violators could face forced late-term abortion and birth control procedures, massive fines, and the prospect of their child being deprived an identification number, effectively making them non-citizens. Rural China, where the preference for the male offspring was especially strong and 2 children were still ostensibly allowed, became the focus of government effort, with women forced to present evidence that they were menstruating and buildings emblazoned with slogans such as fewer and having fewer children.